Welcome back to HPL. Jab able to put his first win on the board here in this series. Now it's 2-1 in favor of ErA. I am Nathan. That's Admirable Zamora with the Tan and Grace. We've seen Jab now go away from his traditional hunter style that he consistently plays, but he continued to play a mid-range strategy, which is what he loves to play. Is that big of a curveball? How does ErA adjust to something as crazy as that Dragon Warlock deck we just saw?
Well, we've seen ErA come with a lot of strategy, so I'm not sure exactly how he's going to adjust, but you know that he's going to, and he's been doing a very good job of it so far here in HPL, and we're going to see exactly what he's going to be playing with here. Game 4, Jab versus ErA.
Guys, get out there on Twitter, use that hashtag HPL, let everyone know how crazy you thought that Dragon Warlock deck was. Maybe you've been playing your own list and you'd like to share it with us. I'd like to see it afterwards too. Maybe I'll go home and play it tonight.
Yeah, that deck looked awesome. I definitely want to try it out myself. Now, it looks like ErA is queuing up, I think it was a priest deck again.
Yeah, Wild Pyromancer, usually a big indicator that it's a priest strategy. That's what he's going with. You know what, if you know the strategy this well, again, he's played a ton of priest games in the past. He's been playing it for almost as long as I can remember. I mean, this is back before they even released Season 1 for qualifying and BlizzCon stages. I remember playing against ErA very frequently using priests. So a lot of history with this strategy. It's not surprising to see him play it here again. You know, when players have their back against the wall, they'll tend to favor the strategies that they're most comfortable with.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Now, Jab queuing up Warlock again here, but it looks like it's quite a different deck this time. It looks more like Zoo.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a mid-range Zoo. Again, this is what he loves to do. Loves these mid-range strategies. Void Caller able to get some massive swings on board, but this hand is looking like it's panning out very strong for ErA right now. He's got Shadow Madness to handle some of the early game pressure. Zombie Chow is a very effective minion against a lot of these strategies. Got Wild Pyromancer in here. Maybe he can get something going with that eventually. And 2 Cabal Shadow Priest. That once he gets to this mid-game point, if he is safe from what Jab can throw at him, this game can get very easily out of hand.
It can definitely get very easily out of hand, but this Void Caller can do a lot of crazy things too over the next turn. It's going to be interesting to see what happens between these two. ErA, as you said, just needs to survive for a few turns, and his hand looks great for this matchup.
Yeah, this is actually a really interesting turn here. The board tension is really going to build here for a moment, but now if Jab decides he wants to start trading and play minions afterwards, he's going to leave himself vulnerable to something like Shadow Madness. So, you know, got to be careful exactly how he chooses to approach this. Love that he's using the Implosion here on the Wild Pyromancer. Now, if this Void Caller gets stolen by the Zombie Chow, it cannot trade into something and take that effect away from Jab. So, a little bit of initiative going over to him.
Yeah, and this is an interesting turn from ErA here. This Holy Nova is clean. It kills all of Jab's minions, but you're worried about what it's going to leave behind. Yeah,
I think he's going to look for turns where he can utilize that Shadow Madness to try to pick off Void Caller. I'm absolutely wrong. He's going to go for it. Oh, that's a good one right now. There was 2 demons in this hand, and one of them could have been disastrous for ErA if that Doomguard had come into play.
Yeah, if the Doomguard had come into play, it would have been absolutely back-breaking for ErA.
Now it's looking like he's in a fantastic position. He's going to be able to Cabal Shadow Priest this Imp Gang boss afterwards.
He's going to have a lot of targets to Cabal Shadow Priest this turn. And this Imp Gang boss, you see Jab pushing for a lot of damage here this turn.
It's in 6 points alone with that, and so Cabal Shadow Priest, yoink, thank you very much.
Yeah, Jab has got to be thinking to himself, man, leave my stuff alone. These are my cards. ErA just keeps taking my stuff.
Yeah, you know, Jab could have potentially prevented that as well with utilizing Defender of Argus there, put the Imp Gang boss out of that range, but you know, you can't always play around everything, and you have to think about what's going to yield you the best result in the long run. If ErA doesn't have something like Cabal Shadow Priest, his board is nigh invincible versus what ErA could throw at him at that point. You know, he's seen a Holy Nova at this point, short of something like Auchenai Soul Priest and Circle of Healing, which still would have left him with 3 minions on the board. His board position was looking fantastic, and even Defender of Argus here is a pretty strong counter assault.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong counter assault. It's going to get in a bunch of... It's a precarious spot, though, to have a Knife Juggler against an Imp Gang boss on the other side of the board, but luckily, the knife goes probably where he wanted it to go. He might have wanted it to hit the Cabal Shadow Priest, but going face is never a bad thing. You might see Jab push for a ton of damage here this turn.
Yeah, I still think I tend to start clearing at this point. You know, it's your opponent's played 1 Cabal Shadow Priest. If they have something like another one, you could potentially be in really bad shape afterwards. So the fact that he's going to clear up some of this right now and make sure that he can keep control over the board, he's looking for that big Doomguard turn. He's not necessarily looking to only push damage at this point.
Oh, and you're going to see a power overwhelming here on this Abusive Sergeant. That's going to take care of this Cabal Shadow Priest. Again, Jab with a huge board and ErA with nothing. ErA's going to have to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the perfect ways to start dealing with what's on the board. He's got Cabal Shadow Priest, he's got Shadow Madness, he's got all the tools he needs to make sure that he can start taking complete control of what's going on. Stealing this Haunted Creeper away, he's going to get the Death Rattle effect from it, leaves Jab with just a 2-3, and guess what? ErA is at 25.
Yeah, ErA executing his priest game plan beautifully here this turn and this game. Again, utilizing as much mana as he can every turn and killing all the minions that he can, keeping the board clear, trying to get to those late turns where he can get a stranglehold in the game.
Yeah, this is really another big point of the game here is if Jab can find a way to start turning the corner, utilize his hero power every single turn, his life total isn't under a lot of pressure right now. So he's free to trade that life for extra options at that point.
Yeah, he's got a pretty cool play that he can make here this turn. He can Direwolf Alpha next to this Defender of Argus, life tap, go down to 25, eat the Zombie Chow, and get back all 5 of that life to where he can make sure to get a lot more cards over the span of this game because it looks like this is going to be a huge fight.
Yeah, still has to be careful of exactly how his positioning goes. And, you know, where this Defender of Argus is going to sit is a big deal right now. It looks to me like when he's doing this, he's very much favoring playing the Defender of Argus this turn, trying to protect that 1 health minion afterwards. But, I mean, ErA's got the perfect answer to this. He's got the Shrinkmeister plus Cabal Shadow Priest. He can steal any of these minions he wants.
Yeah, the combo of Shrinkmeister, Cabal Shadow Priest is a really cute one.
Position here actually matters too because it's a matter of where this Direwolf Alpha is going afterwards. He wants it to be next to these 1/1s. So it's good on him to place that Cabal Shadow Priest and the Shrinkmeister to the far left to make sure that he prevents that situation from occurring where you know he doesn't get the extra bonus power on those 1/1 insects. Very heads up play.
Great draw from Jab here. He drew a 3-drop on turn 8 to where he could play Doomguard and not lose a card out of his hand here.
Yeah, big problem with this though is that everything is checked. Once again, ErA has the perfect answers for what's going on.
And this is going to be a huge circle of healing here this turn.
Wow, everything going ErA's way so far. And look at this. This is the point where he's going to start to turn up the heat on Jab. 4 damage crashing in. He has the potential to take out this minion, protect his 4/1 afterwards. Everything is on ErA's side of the court, and Jab needs to draw the perfect cards, or this game is going to get very quickly out of hand.
Yeah. Haunted Creeper, Flame Imp, not exactly what he wanted here. He's going to take a little damage off his Flame Imp, get his Haunted Creeper in play, but ErA can control this board beautifully with his hero power.
And
that's a big top deck here, too. It's going to allow...
I mean, he's just got everything on his side of the board right now. He's got everything checked. He's got Sludge Belcher to protect his 4/1s. He's going to kill off this Flame Imp, push 7 damage to the face. This game looks like it's completely in ErA's court.
Yeah, it's completely in ErA's court. It looks like ErA is going to move on here, get his first win here in HPL, and you got to feel for him. He queued up great in his first couple matches, but fell to the team of Archon.
Yeah, the Direwolf Alpha not near enough to get anything rolling here. It is just a crushing position for ErA. More minions raining down on the board. Short of something like Twisting Nether, I think it's impossible for Jab to win this game.
Could top deck Deathwing as well.
He could top... You know what? I don't think he can top deck with Deathwing. He doesn't strike me as a Deathwing kind of guy. You can look at his face.
I know you are.
I've definitely played my share of Deathwing in the past. Implosion is going to, take out this Auchenai Soul Priest, but it's too little, too late. There's absolutely too much pressure from ErA, and that's going to do it. This game, he's picking up his first win here in HPL and turning things around finally.
Yeah, he's going to turn things around finally, as you said. Jab's going to fall to 0-2. He's going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what he needs to do to get in that win column here at HPL.
Yeah, love the strategies here from ErA. Once again, when players have their backs against the wall, they're going to the strategies that they know best. And for ErA, that's Priest. He's put up a dominant performance here in this match with that class. And it's sort of kind of weird that he's in this situation. Again, Super JJ in his interview, he played Priest as well. He said he thinks it's best when you know exactly what your opponents are going to play. ErA at every single one of these matches has had a very strong read on how their opponents are going to queue.
Yeah, I've loved his queues so far in this tournament. They've been spot on in almost every single game. It hasn't translated into wins for him, but it translated into a win tonight. You see him get on the board with a win against Jab here. Jab again falling to 0-2, going to have to go back to the drawing board and try to get back in this win column.
Maybe smooth sailing from here on out for ErA. And when we come back, we're going to have an interview with him, get some insight into his strategy, exactly how he came to this Priest build, his history with that, and how he tackled this match versus Jab. Guys, don't go anywhere. When we come back, that interview is coming up. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.